There are 7 games to go until the end of the Serie A season. Yes guys, welcome back to another video on the European Football All-Time channel. And today, welcome to my Game Week 32 Serie A predictions. Of course, 7 games to go until the end of the season. Still a lot to be decided. The title, Champions League, relegation, everything's still to play for. So yeah, make sure to smash a like, subscribe, and let's get into the video. Okay then, and the first game, it's another Friday night game as Udinese take on AC Milan. Of course, Udinese, their last game being a 1-0 defeat away at Genoa. As for AC Milan, it was a 2-2 draw against Fiorentina. I mean, that result for Milan, probably not a result that they wanted. Because, I mean, looking where they are on the table, currently 9th place, 48 points. And they've got the teams above them, Fiorentina on 52, Roma on 53, Lazio on 55, Juve on 56, and Bologna on 57. So they kind of needed to win that game, AC Milan, to keep their hopes of Champions League football alive. But that result hasn't really done them any favours. I mean, neither has it done Fiorentina any favours. Of course, we'll speak about Fiorentina later in the video. Udinese, I mean, not really much to play for now. Currently 11th on 40 points. I mean, there could be a possibility. Can they do a late European charge? They probably won't, though, to be fair. But Milan need to win this game tonight. Obviously, playing first, need to get the job done, get the 3 points, and just hope other teams around them drop points. But yeah, I don't think it'll be an easy game for Milan. I think Udinese will make it as difficult as possible. But I think the Rossoneri just about to get the win. So yeah, my prediction is Udinese 1, AC Milan 2. And the next game, it is a massive game down at the bottom as Venezia take on Monza. Of course, Venezia, their last game being a 1-1 draw against Lecce. Monza losing 3-1 at home to FC Como. Now, this is a massive game as it is 19th against 20th in the league. And both of these sides could really massively do with a win with 7 games to go until the end of the season. I mean, Monza, I should say, they are currently 11 points off safety, so they really need to win this game, Monza, to close the gap. I mean, as for Venezia, only 5 points, so it is still doable for Venezia to stay up. But for Monza, this is a game that they've got to win if they want to try and stay up. I mean, they've just got to win this game to have any belief of staying up. I mean, if they lose this game, Monza, then you could say they're pretty much all but relegated, to be honest. Because, I mean, if you think about it, Venezia win this game, they go level on points with Empoli. That means Venezia would then be 2 points off safety. So, yeah, the pressure really is on the visitors, to be honest with you. And, yeah, I mean, Monza, their away record doesn't help them either. I think Monza have only won 1 away game this season. Venezia against some of the teams around them have been quite decent. I mean, so have Monza as well. But for me, I'm going to go with a draw for this game. So, yeah, it's going to be very tight. But, yeah, final scoreline for me is Venezia 1, Monza 1. And the next game, we head to the San Siro as Inter take on Cagliari. Of course, Inter drawing 2-2 with Parma in their last game. Cagliari, they drew 0-0 away at Empoli. Of course, Inter Milan coming into this game after a good win in the Champions League, 2-1 win away at Bayern Munich. I mean, it was a good game, to be fair, for Inter. Defensively played very, very well, of course, scoring late on Inter to win that game and take a 2-1 lead back to Milan for the second leg, which is on Wednesday. And I mean, it's going to be interesting to see what team Inzaghi goes with, because obviously Inter are still fighting for the Scudetto. Is it going to be a bit of a weaker team considering they have that second leg against Bayern upcoming? Or is he going to go with full strength? I don't know. But I think either way, I think Inter will win. Cagliari, you know, I mean, a draw at Empoli isn't bad considering where they are in the league. I mean, if you look where Cagliari are in the league, they're what, 15, 30 points. They're only 6 points above safety, so that they could still get relegated, Cagliari. But I mean, they probably won't in the end, to be fair. But you never know, really. It's Serie A. Anything can happen, to be honest. Anything can happen, to be honest. I know there was no video last week because I lost the footage, but I said Inter would beat Parma, and Parma drew, and that's a good result for Parma. But yeah, for me, I think Inter win this game with it being at home. So, yeah, my prediction is Inter Milan 2, Cagliari 0. The next game is Juventus against Lecce at the Allianz Stadium. Of course, Juventus drawing 1-1 against Roma on Sunday. Lecce, they drew 1-1 against Venezia. A decent result for Lecce, considering they are 17th. But this won't be an easy game against the Juventus side, who have looked quite good under Igor Tudor so far. Obviously Juve won in Tudor's first match. I can't remember that was. I think it was against Genoa. Then of course last week drawing 1-1 against Roma. I mean that was a good game. Roma Juventus. Obviously I went live for it, and like I said, it was a good game, to be fair. And I mean a point isn't the worst at the end of the day for both teams, to be fair. But yeah, I mean I think a lot of people will be back in Juventus, with it being at home and looking where Lecce are in the league. I mean. Lecce lose this game and Empoli win, then Empoli actually could go out of the bottom three and then put Lecce in there. But yeah, I mean, to be fair, Igor Tudor ball so far is looking quite good, and I think Juventus will get a comfortable win here. So yeah, my prediction is Juventus 3, Lecce 0. And the next game is the game I'm actually quite looking forward to. It's a 11:30 kickoff on Sunday English time, of course 12:30 over in Italy, as Atalanta take on Bologna now. I mean, Atalanta, they have just absolutely capitulated if you look at them. Obviously, I mean, Atalanta, they had all these big games upcoming. Everyone was saying if Atalanta could win those games, maybe they could still go on and win the league. But I think Atalanta's chances of winning the league are over now. I mean, 3 defeats in a row, lost against Lazio last week. I mean, I did watch the highlights of that game earlier, and Atalanta did have some good chances. I mean, I watched the highlights of the game before Lazio, which was Fiorentina, and Atalanta did have chances in that game as well. But they're kind of struggling up front at the moment. Lookman isn't really clicking. Neither's Retegui, the Catalara, all these attacking players. It's not really clicking up front at the moment. And I mean, the goal for Lazio, it was absolutely horrific defending from Atalanta, to be honest. But you know, they're taking on the Bologna side, who got a very good result at home against Napoli on Monday night. And I watched I watched that game on my phone, but I was obviously mainly watching the Leicester-Newcastle game. But I did have it on, and to be fair, Bologna were absolutely all over Napoli second half. Bologna could have gone on and won that game, to be honest. I mean, a win for Bologna, Bologna can actually go above Atalanta. I mean, Atalanta, it is actually possible that they can actually drop out the top 4 this weekend. Juventus beat Lecce on Saturday, and Bologna beat Atalanta. Atalanta drop out the top 4. And yeah, I mean, I saw earlier that it looks like Lookman will be going in the summer as well, which is a big blow for them. But yeah, I mean, Bologna are looking good at the moment. I think it's going to be a tight game, but I think it's going to be another L for Atalanta. I think it's going to be 4 defeats in a row, and I think Bologna will win this game. So yeah, final score for me, it's going to be a tight game, but for me, it's going to be Atalanta 1, Bologna 2. And next up is Fiorentina against Parma. Of course, we spoke about Fiorentina earlier as they drew 2-2 against AC Milan last week. As for Parma, really good result for them as they drew 2-2 with Internazionale. Yeah, I mean, big game for both teams, really. Fiorentina needing a win to push closer towards Europe. And as for Parma, they need a win to push further away to the relegate. To push further away from relegation. But yeah, I mean, Fiorentina, obviously they did play last night in the Conference League. How did they get on, actually? I actually don't know. Let's have a look quickly. I'm assuming they won. Yeah, they won 2-1 away at NK Celje. I mean, Celje's still in the tie, but you'd probably expect Fiorentina to go through, to be honest. But yeah, I mean, Fiorentina, you probably expect them to win this game as well. I mean, obviously, I watched the AC Milan game last week. I mean, the opening 10 minutes was a brilliant start for Fiorentina. They went 2-0 up, own goal from Fial, and then Moise Kean scoring as well. But after that, Milan kind of got back into the game. And yeah, but for me, I think Fiorentina will win this one. But I don't think it'll be like a convincing win. But I still think Fiorentina will win. So yeah, tight game though. But yeah, final score, Fiorentina 2, Parma 1. Next up is Hellas Verona versus Genoa. A pretty mid-table game, I should say. to be honest. Of course, Hellas Verona got a good result last time out, actually. They drew 1-1 away against informed Torino. Genoa, on the other hand, obviously won 1-0 against Udinese. I mean, it's one of those games where it's just a bit boring, really. Both teams are mid-table, nothing to play for. But, yeah, I mean, Genoa looking decent at the moment. I mean, Verona got a few decent results recently, but I think Genoa will get the win. So, yeah, tight game again. But, yeah, final score for me is 2-1 to Genoa. And next up, again, you could say it's a bit of another mid-table clash. It's FC Como versus Torino. Torino still doing well at the moment. Como as well doing well. 33 points. Time to climb a bit further away now from relegation, which is good to see, to be fair, because I wanted Como to stay up, to be honest, and it looks like it is going to happen. But I mean, there is still possibility. They're only 24 times. They're only 8 points above the drop, so they still could get relegated, but I don't think they will, to be fair. But like I said, Torino are on form at the moment, and this will be a decent game, I guess, with Torino being on form. Como doing all right recently, getting a good result at Monza last week. But yeah, in the end, I'm going to go with a draw for this game. So yeah, my prediction is Como 1, Torino 1. And the next game, it is the Rome derby, the Derby di Capitale, I think it's called in Italian. But yeah, anyway, it's Lazio against Roma at the Olimpico. Of course, Lazio are the home side for this game. And it's a big game, to be fair, 6th versus 7th in the league. Obviously, a win for Lazio. They will go on to 58. Yeah, they go on to 58 points. So, I mean, Lazio win and wins Felice and Atalanta, then Lazio could actually go into the top 4. I mean, as for Roma, a win for them would be quite big as well. They go on to 56, so they could go above Lazio, go level on points with Juventus, depending how Juve get on against Lecce. But yeah, I think when this game was the reverse fixture, I think the points difference was 16 points, and now they're playing again, and it's 2 points. I mean, Roma obviously under De Rossi, they were literally near the bottom of the league. They were struggling, and ever since Ranieri's came in, I mean, I think it's quite simple to say that Claudio Ranieri has literally revived this Roma side. Because I mean, like I said, under De Rossi, they were mid-table. I mean, they were near the relegation zone. There were actually possibilities of Roma getting relegated, but obviously the sacked De Rossi, brought in Ranieri, and yeah, I mean, Ranieri is leaving at the end of the season. I did see something earlier that apparently Stefano Pioli, obviously former AC Milan manager, is apparently going to be the new manager of Roma next season. So make of that of what you will. Make of that of what you will. But yeah, I mean, to be fair, I did watch a bit of Lazio's Europa League game last night against Bodo Glimt. I watched like the last 20 minutes, and Lazio actually lost 2-0 against Bodo Glimt. And to be fair, Bodo Glimt deserved it. Bodo Glimt were absolutely all over Lazio. Lazio played really, really poor last night. But, you know, they're at home second leg. I mean, they are 2-0 down, but they have got that home advantage. I mean, so we'll have to see what happens. But for this game, it'll be a tight game, to be fair, because I think Roma have looked really good under Ranieri. I mean, Lazio and Baroni have been they've been a bit recently, to be honest with you. I know they got a good win at Atalanta last week, but I mean, Atalanta, they would have put the chances away. Atalanta could have maybe won that game 2-1. But yeah, and also recently, Lazio haven't really been scoring enough goals recently as well. The likes of Castellanos and Pedro haven't really been firing at them recently. And yeah, I mean, I did watch Roma against Juve. I thought Roma played all right, to be fair. But yeah, score prediction for this game is a tight one, but I'm going to go with a draw. So I'm going to sit on the fence. Entertaining, high-scoring draw. Lazio 2, Roma 2. And the final game of game week 32 in Serie A is Napoli against Empoli. Of course, Napoli looking to go top of the league, actually. And obviously, they'll need Cagliari to do them a bit of a favour. As for Empoli, they're looking to move out of the bottom 3 with victory in Naples on Monday night. But Napoli have got a few big players missing for this game. Di Lorenzo can't play due to suspension. I think Romani can't play either. Neither can Buongiorno, and I think Ongisa as well. So there actually are a few big players not available for Napoli. So maybe Empoli could get something. But I think with it being at the Maradona, I think you're probably back Napoli to win this game. And even though I thought Bologna were the better team second half, but yeah, and also as well for Napoli, they did have a Christian Stellini on the touchline. And trust me, Napoli fans, I've been there, because obviously as you can see over there, I'm a Spurs fan. But I've been there, and he was, yeah. But I think it should be a decent game, to be fair. And even though Napoli have got all these players out through suspension, I think they're still going to get the job done and beat Empoli. So yeah, final score for me is Napoli 2, Empoli 0. Anyway, guys, thank you for watching this video. Smash a like, subscribe, and I'll see you next week for Game Week 33. Ciao.